learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. Saturday, and as you know, I don't do a lot of work on Saturday, but I always say that, but I always feel like, man, I put in a full day's work. Carolyn asked me to get this other sink working. She's got one sink, and as you know, we have this little drain down here that she puts a hose to. I don't know if you can see that. And then she opens it up and it kind of siphons itself out. It drains really quick. Well, she asked me to do this to the other tub, so I went over there and I got all the components duplicated pretty much as best I could. And so I fill these tubs up when I fill the buckets of water and my IBC tank and the chicken water. So now she has a wash machine and a rinsing machine. So now she doesn't have to use the bucket and the plunger, she just uses these tubs. And it's a lot easier for her now. She's able to do a bigger load. So I've had a pretty busy morning, so I'm gonna take a quick break here, get some breakfast. So that's the farm fresh eggs, farm fresh, chicken fresh eggs. We're really starting to get some production now. They're laying 3 a day. You know, the 3 hens are laying 1 each. Here in the next couple weeks to 4 weeks, I would say, we're gonna have 4 more eggs, potentially 4 more eggs. Now, yesterday we had bacon and eggs for supper. No, that was delicious. I always like to have a breakfast for supper. So I would assume that a lot of you have been with me for at least a good year. And you've seen me build the tiny house. You've seen me buy the property. That was over 1.5 years ago. You've seen me rebuild the well. You've seen me build the porch. You've seen me get chickens. You've seen me cut all this firewood, split it by hand. So you've seen me do all this. Now I've told you every step of the way. I've published videos every day. I've told you that the property cost $4,200. Told you it cost me about $5,000, right around there, to build a tiny house. we're up to about $10,000 between the house and the property. And that doesn't include any of the other expenses, the well, the porch. I would say I'm up to $800 to $1,000 rebuilding the well, which is still immensely cheaper than having it redug. The chickens, you know, we're up to, I don't know, a few $100s for the chicken run, and then we built the coop, and so there's investments going on. Solar panels, that whole system, it was probably right around $1,000 now. So there's a lot of money being invested into this property. And admittedly, I have encouraged you to follow your dreams, that you can do it on a budget. And there are people who've sent me videos showing me that they have done exactly what we're doing. I just got another one today of a guy who's building a little homestead. It seems to me that a lot of people are taking my advice and saying, okay, there is a better way in life, that we don't have to have all this technology and all this fancy stuff, and when we can kind of go back to the old way of doing things, and you take care of yourself and you have this independence about you. And I feel like that I've done everything I can to prove to you that I am doing it. There isn't anything that we have done on this property that we've hired out. It reduces the amount of money we have to spend. It reduces the amount of money we have to make. And as a result, I can enjoy myself. I can just be happy out here in the woods, listen to the squirrels bark, listen to the deer stomp around. The other night, I heard something outside. Well, it was actually Frenchie, the chicken, Frenchie, making a lot of noise outside. So I got my little spotlight out and I flashed it outside, and there was a buck, a buck by the wood pile. And he's just growing in his antlers again. I guess he just shedded them. He's growing them in. There still had velvet on it. Oh, it was amazing. And he was just staring at the light. And that's the kind of things that I wish I could share with you. And I'm trying to get better at it with this new camera. Somebody said to me a while back in the comment section, I really can't wait until this winter when you're huddled by the fireplace, the wood stove, eating your canned chicken, the chicken that we canned. Other than canning the chicken, we didn't have canned chicken last winter. We've already done it, and it's, you know, when you have a foot of snow, I don't know if we had a foot, but I'm exaggerating. When you have a foot of snow and you can look out at your trees and you just see nothing but snow. I mean, there's videos of me showing you the snow coming out of the house. I showed you the truck was stuck. We couldn't get out. That was great, not being able to get outside. You also have to have faith in, I guess, in me a little bit, that I am telling you the truth. The other day I had a psychic come on my channel, and she tells me she is a psychic and that I should be honored and privileged that a psychic is giving me a reading. And so she said she's never been wrong. She's always been 100% accurate. And she said, I had a psych whatever, that you don't actually live on the property. She said, I don't actually live on the property, that I come on the property each day to make a video, and then I go back home to this big, beautiful mansion house. She sees the house in her psychic vision. And she didn't call me a liar. She didn't say I was lying, but these were the facts. This is what she said. These are the facts. I don't even understand how she is reasonably justifying this. She is trusting her psychic abilities, her 100% accurate psychic abilities, over her lying eyes. Her lying eyes say, wait a minute, I've watched him buy this property. I've watched him build a tiny house. I've watched him spend a fortune on this place so he can go home each night into a big house. Okay, let's think about this. So I come onto the property where it's off-grid, where I have a refrigerator. I have to come onto the property and take care of chickens. I have to feed them in the morning. I put them away at night. I got to come out here several times a day to make sure they got plenty of water. Now it's really hot. I have showed you that I cook breakfast here. I have showed you that I can food here. So what do? Bring all the canning equipment from my house, can it here, take all the canning equipment and the canned food back to the house. Yet then I show you that I store the canned food in my tiny house. So how do I do that? I'm just leaving it there? Well, in the wintertime, wouldn't it freeze? I don't understand. Am I starting a fire just to show you in a video? I mean, I've cut all this firewood just so you can see that I actually start a fire. It seems like a big stretch for me to have to go through all that work every day for an 11-minute video. Where's the sense in this? And I think this is where society has went to. That nowadays, You are no longer innocent until proven guilty. You are guilty until you can prove your innocence. And the problem with that thinking is you can't prove your innocence. That's why it's set up the way it is. They have to prove your guilt. But in today's society, we can have this premonition, this psychic reading, and say, you are guilty, now prove me wrong. Well, you're gonna make me provide evidence other than what I've already showed you that I actually live on my property. Because all I have to say is, okay, you've lied. No, here's the evidence. Here's the property right here. How do I know that's your property? So then you have to find evidence that it's your property. Wait, well, here's the title. Well, how do I know that's an actual title? Well, it was notarized. You can forge a notary. See? It's easy to just continue to call you a liar. Well, I built a tiny house. I showed you pictures of it. How do I know that you actually live in that house? I've never seen you sleep in it. Okay, fine. I'll make a video where I sleep in the bed. Yeah, you probably asked the guy who you built it for if you could sleep there. See, it's real easy. And I think this is a really terrible way of our society. We have gotten so far away from the belief of freedom, and that you go in there with a presumption of innocence. Not anymore. I hope I can inspire you not to have to prove your innocence, so you can live your dream. Thanks for watching.